Welcome everybody to Level M Diecast. Yes, we are talking those two dreaded words in the Matchbox collecting community. Carry forward. We absolutely despise hearing those two words. They're terrible. We have three carryover 5-packs we're going to go over this episode. And of course, we're going to start off with the one that had the most potential of all time, a Porsche specific 5-pack. It had all the makings of being a great 5-pack, and unfortunately it became a complete reissue. So this is the pack right there. You'll notice these two 911s right here were just brand new castings last year, already in a 5-pack, which is just absolutely absurd. So we'll go ahead and get this cracked out. Porsche Heroes. So they went through the effort of giving it a proper name for the 5-pack, but unfortunately the execution of the models, not so much. Oh, sorry about that. Attacking my own studio. There is the first one right there. That, of course, is the 911 Carrera from last year. The Cabriolet. So, now, really the only thing we're going to get on these is we're going to get no day code prints. So, this one right here is the one from last year, which is S35. The one from this year. They are faithfully close. I mean, there is a shade of red that's different. The new one is definitely a lighter red, but same wheels, same deco, same print style, all that good stuff like that. Same details on the base, same details on the back. I mean, everything's the same. Same interior. You know, everything is straightforward. There is a little bit of a shade difference, but that is absolutely it. There is no other differences besides just a little bit of a shade, which is really disappointing. All right, next one up is, of course, the 918 Spider in yellow. I do believe this one was also in a 5-pack. I think it was in a 5-pack last year. Don't quite remember. There is the base Deets right there, R46. So this is actually from the year before. It's yellow. It's got the same prints on the back. The quality of print is a little bit different on the back here. As far as like the sizing of the taillights, it's a little bit bigger on this new one right here. But the details on the front is exactly the same. Details are the same. Same wheels, same base color, all that good stuff like that. I mean, they've been doing these carry forwards for so long that they're actually very good at doing a carry forward model, which is unfortunate. Even a model that we haven't seen for years and years, they're still pretty good at executing it, to be exact. All right, the Porsche 910 in orange. This is a pretty nice one. This is actually one we haven't seen for quite a little bit. This is the original release right here. This one is dated C42. So the original one was quite a bit ago. Now you may be saying, well, yeah, at least we didn't get a re-release. It's like, well, actually we did. This has already been re-released once. There is the day code right there. R41 is the day code. So this original one on the top, and then the re-release, you can see that the print around the windshield and the hues of orange are significantly different. Other than that, the prints and all that good stuff are the same. The model's the same. Obviously, the little side print, all that good stuff like that, but the oranges are different. So this one being the OG, go back to the OG, it's going to have the same changes to it as the OG, the shade and the print around the wind banner, or the windshield, sorry about that. But then when you compare the previous one versus our current one, it's pretty much spot on. There is a tiny shade of orange, but it's very minute, to say the least. The prints on the side are exactly the same. There's nothing that's really happened, I think, that would change a base when a base is not changed. So base is exactly the same. The only difference is, of course, no day code again. So really the only way you're going to be able to differentiate these from the OGs is just there's no day code on it. All right, the other 911, this is the exact same casting as the red one. They just give it a hard top rather than a convertible. So the casting itself is exactly the same. This one is in blue. This is the one from last year, of course, S45. The blues are very close. The new one is a little bit lighter, but you got to have the right lighting to see that. This new one on the top, a little bit lighter. And then the details in the front, same prints all the way around. And then same prints on the taillights. Still says Targa on it. All the good stuff like that. So very disappointing. Even the colors of the red taillights look to be exact. So very disappointing. But again, the only way you're going to tell that is, of course, the day code on there. Now, it's kind of funny that this one goes into the very bottom of the pack. Now, if you're an ultra completist, you have to buy this pack. Not because there's another release of these that you have to get, but it's really because of this 911 GT3 right here. This one in light blue with GT3 deco on the side, has white D10 wheels on there. There's no prints on the back, which is unfortunate because it's got the side print. You lose the rear tampo, but you do get full front tampo on there, which looks pretty good. Then there is your base deets, nothing particularly fancy. Now, the original OG of this is actually the original casting version. So the brand new one right here does sport the brand new metal spoiler. The original version of this deco is, of course, the OG casting with the separate wing on the back. And, of course, there is a pretty significant shade of blue difference. The new one being significantly lighter than the previous one. But really, the only thing that really matters is, of course, that particular wing and moving to a metal wing for the updated casting. You'll also see on this one right here, they had the corner lights printed up in the front. In the new one right here, they dropped the corner lights, so we don't get no corner light prints, which is just an absurd thing. I mean, they're already printing the front, so shame on you, Mattel, for being that ridiculously, penny pinching, which is just absurd. All right, next pack up. I've actually had this one for quite a while. I've had this one since before the Matchbox gathering. I just haven't got to it because there's been a billion other things going on. MBX Marine Rescue. Although the sound of a lot of these packs sound new, they are all carry forward models. Some of these have not been seen for quite a long time, although the casting selection in this particular pack isn't exactly award-winning or desirable. Most of them are generics. So this is the first one right here, which of course is your cliffhanger. It does have Truggy across the windshield. The windshield is kind of a brown hue to it. It's kind of interesting. A little bit of prints for the headlights. It says 4x4 on the side, and then there's a little logo right there on the quarter panel. Not exactly sure what it's supposed to say. It's pretty small, and nothing on the back. Now, this is the OG version right here. This one is dated C42, so quite old for sure. Now, the limited deco on this model is really going to hurt its possibility for something different. There is a red shade variation for sure. The original one, which is right here on the bottom, is definitely darker red. But they both say Truggy across the windshield, which is unfortunate. So I was hoping there'd be something different. There's also prints for the headlights between both of them. And then, of course, they both have the 4x4 on the side roll bar. So, and the little gas cap as well. So these two are very, very, very close to being exact. There is some base changes, though. So we'll take a look at the base changes real quick. So that one on the bottom is the original OG, and then the new one on the top, they added all those numbers that they have to put on there. And they added the man number, which is nice. And instead of it just saying Thailand, it now says made in Thailand. So always got to watch out for those, specific variations, certain decos and stuff like that. They don't happen very often, but base variations are okay. This is the Scrambulance, the 4x4 Scrambulance for 7 City Ambulance on the side. It says MBX Field Responders, some white and gold print. It is a plastic body and a metal base. Uses the cog wheels. It's okay. It's okay. It's definitely Unimog-ish. It's not a Unimog, but it's clearly been inspired by Unimog. This is your OG version right here. This one is dated H42. So been a minute since the 4x4 Scrambulance was around. This one is significantly different. The one on top is super, super dark print and better gold print as well. The gold is much more rich, but the biggest thing being just the much, much, much darker red for the casting itself. The base deets right here, I don't know if there's anything different with the base. Doesn't look like it. Looks like the base are exactly the same. The, of course, new one has that nice kind of brilliance to the finish, but the casting's not been modified or anything like that. It's exactly the same, but super, super dark red. So, again, if you're a super completist, you got to get them. You got to get them all. All right, a casting that pretty much probably nobody likes is this generic submarine, which on the surface for what it is, it looks fine. It looks like a submarine. It's okay. It does have a blade in the back, which doesn't move. I thought for sure it had moved, but it does not. The white is metal. The blue is plastic. Says number 28 on there. Again, another reissue right here. This is the original one right here. Same deco and everything. Has the 28, orange, blue, and white, all that good stuff. B19, this one's been quite some time since this was out, so B19 is a very long time ago. And take a look at the two of them. The plastics are, I mean, night and day. Just absolutely night and day. Deco is exactly the same, but the new one, it's super, super light blue versus the previous one being dark blue. The oranges seem to be spot on, though. The two orange colors seem to be exact. They both have a pearlescent white print on the base, which looks okay. The font size has also been modified on the base, so they changed a little bit of things on the base as well, just mainly just the size of the font. It says 1/64 scale on there. Look at that. It says 1/64 scale, so I don't see how this is based on a real submersible, but what do I know? What do I know? Maybe it is based on a real submersible. We'll put that in there. Interesting. All right, a casting that's I would be okay if we never saw again is this custom 4x4 lifted kind of rescue Ford Explorer. This is a licensed casting, although it's been Matchbox-ified by just sitting up super high and stuff like that. It's not terrible. I'm just not a fan of it myself. This one has a Fire Chief deco on the side, so nothing particularly fancy. EMT number 5 on the back quarter panel as well. This one, it's alright. It's alright. It's fine. I don't really like the blue window, but that's how you're going to get the blue light bar. This is your OG version right here. This one is dated F03 Ford Explorer. All the same details right like that. EMT number 5, blue window again. So our brand new one will be on the top. So pretty much it's just going to be the quality of the print. The blues look to be exactly the same. The blue tints to the window. The new one here on the top, maybe just a little bit darker blue. Maybe I'm stretching. I don't know. One thing I can definitely tell you, though, is the new one on the right has a much darker red for the plastic, for the over fenders and stuff. So that red is definitely darker on the new one. And then taking a look at some base deets, see if anything's changed on the base. Doesn't look like that. Doesn't look like anything's changed. Oh, except for they changed the Matchbox logo. There you go. So the original one on the bottom just has Matchbox with the text. Then the new one on the top has Matchbox with the border on it. So again, when you want to be ultra completist, you got to get a little bit crazy with some of these, because if you don't have them to compare in your hand, you may not catch those. All right, last model in that particular pack is this rescue truck with a removable raft. The raft comes off. There's some stuff in the back. Some walkie-talkies and an anchor. Yes, because you want to anchor your truck. No, I'm just kidding. It's to anchor the little dingy. Yeah, because the dingy needs an anchor. It's just ridiculous. Deco on the side is meh. I do like the gunmetal gray for the wheel. This guy does not have a window or anything in there because, of course, he's got an extra piece on there. So keeping the cost down. This is the OG of that particular deco. J14 is the date for this one. It's pretty much going to be spot on. Still has the same removable raft, so nothing particularly fancy. Same interior bits as well, by the way. So our new one on the top, which is not wanting to keep his raft on there. Sorry about that. Dropping the raft. So new one on the top. You can see the decals are exactly the same. Wheels are the same. White is the same. It's a little bit thinner on the top one, which is the new one, but it's still the same kind of hue of white. Decals, again, exactly the same. Details on this side, pretty average. Now, I will tell you one thing about this particular model, and I don't know if it shows up on camera. For a while there, their gunmetal gray had a bunch of green hues in it. So you'll see this one right here, being the older one, has a lot of green hues in the wheel. This new one is proper gunmetal gray without any green hues. So I'm not really sure what their deal was back then. I'm not sure if they were mixing stuff together or getting some subpar materials, but they kind of had this green hue to them, which was very interesting. Base deets are exactly the same. Again, not a very good casting to roll on. We're just going to throw that casting in here, no big deal. There we go. All right, the last pack is by far the best one. The best pack of them all. Even though, yes, it's still a reissue pack. This is Matchbox Construction. It's just literally called MBX Construction. This is all carryovers too, but there's a lot of updated castings and a lot of changed castings in this particular pack. And some of these decos are actually relatively old. They actually pulled some pretty good old decos for this particular pack. So I'm really, really excited about this one, actually. Not to discredit the fact that we should always get new 5-packs, but for what we get, I guess, is what I'm saying. This one's actually looking to be pretty good. All right, kicking it off with, of course, the scraper in the most awesome deco there ever was, which is Rannick equipment. Always the best. Way better than Ink Construction. Way better. This is the updated casting, which has this extra piece down here made into plastic versus it originally being die cast. And, of course, that's where this deco comes from. The original version right there on the bottom being the original version of the casting, which was, of course, metal. The little cog, wheels thing right here on the side, it's a little bit smaller in size, but the deco is made to be exactly the same. They just have to deal with the updated casting. And, of course, the new one on the right has much darker orange versus the OG right now on the bottom, which is like kind of fluorescent. So I'm digging this one. When the castings change like this, I'm okay with that, because it's enough of a change that you can warrant buying another model. All right, next one up is the Fawn dump truck, as of course Matchbox calls it the turf hauler, but we all know it's the Fawn dump truck from the Lesney era. We all know. It still does have the dumping mechanism on the back. That is a plastic dump bed. And it just pops on there. It's nothing fancy. It just pops right on there. No big deal. Uses the kind of newer rounded off off-road wheels, which looks good, but they're a little bit small for this casting. This casting was originally made for some bigger off-road wheels, and a little bit of details in the front with number 710 on there, and then just a stand clear on the front. This is your OG version of that particular one right there. This one is dated K31, so K31 is Deets. Looking on the base right here, it is the updated casting for both versions. So base Deets are exactly the same. Our brand new one right there is on the top. It uses the same construction, uses the same color, although there's a shade difference in there. The same deco on the side, although the colors are significantly different. You see the bottom one is orange on that logo, and the top one is like a pale, like a tangerine kind of color, kind of interesting. Details on the front, same exact color swap for that J right there on the bottom right corners. So they changed the color up just a little bit. Maybe they did that on purpose. Hopefully they did, just to try to help us out. And then details on the side. And there are no prints on the back of this particular model. The gray dumps are pretty much exact. I mean, spitting images of each other, as you like to say. So we'll put our dump truck up there. There we go. All right, next one up is the MBX Road Graater. This one in gray, 4992 on the side, construction M8. Looks good. I like the deco on this one. I think the deco looked pretty good. I like this casting. I think they did a pretty good job with getting it down to Matchbox mainline size. So this is the original version of that particular one. There is all the decos and stuff on the side. This one is dated H26, yep. Now this one is like night and day. I mean, for starters, you're going to say, holy cow, with the base. Yeah, the base is completely different. This new one on the top, kind of a darker yellow versus the super bright yellow on the OG release. I'm digging it. The grays are nowhere near the same. The new one is significantly darker gray, just all the way around. It's way different. The decos on the side are pretty close, although the new one on the top, the M8's a little bit bigger. Deco in general is just a little bit bigger on the side, and the yellow is definitely darker, thicker, more developed. And then, of course, the wheels are exactly the same between the two. No differences between the wheels, but these two particular versions almost could pass as completely different versions. That's how far off those particular ones are. I mean, just crazy. It's crazy how far out they are. All right, next one up is the regular tractor, the Generic Tractor. One of the cooler tractors they've ever done. I think it's such a good tractor. It's great casting. Tow hitch on the back. The nice big over fenders in plastic look good. This deco is not been seen for quite some time. It says Eco Growers on the side. Details look okay. 703 is the number. Should be the man number. I'm a little bit surprised that they still have the saw blade wheel rolling around to even be able to use, which is unfortunate. There's your base Ds. 2006 is when this was a new casting, and this is when it was the OG version right here. This one is dated D29. So it's a relatively older one as well. So we'll start off with the base deets, just see if there's any changes to the base deets. Looks like it now says made in Thailand instead of just Thailand. But that's pretty much it. It still has 2006. Oh, it has Mattel Inc. is on the original, and just Mattel now is on the new one. They've scrubbed the ink off of there for whatever reason. Details right here. The yellows are significantly different. You can tell the yellows are nowhere near the same. The original one way, way, way darker than our new one. Same wheels, same print and all that good stuff like that on the side. Everything else is pretty straightforward. Again, nothing really fancy about it, but the color difference is dramatic, and I'm sure that'll bleed through on the camera. I'm sure. But I, like I said, as long as there's enough difference, I can deal with carryovers. But I have a feeling that 2026, the carryover thing is going to all but cease to exist. All right, this is my favorite, probably my number one favorite casting of Matchbox of all time, the Chevy Topkick Plow truck. Now, clearly, this is the fully updated version. This casting's been modified many times over its life. But this is the most absolute current version. It has the fixed blade on the front, has a tow hitch added onto the back. The model has the window on the inside of the model is actually the fenders as well. So you'll see the kind of area right here in the fenders and stuff. It's clear. So it's kind of hard to see, but it is clear. And then, of course, the piece on the top here is still separate. It's still a separate bucket. So you do have a bucket up there, which is okay. This one uses the cog wheels. Clearly, they take off the Chevy symbol in the front long time ago so that it's not a licensed casting anymore. So 2021 was this last iteration of the casting. This is the OG version of that particular deco. This is still the OG version of the casting, which had a removable blade. So you could take the blade out. You didn't have to have the blade on there. Deco on the side. All this was part of the casting. They really didn't save that much metal by taking that stuff out, which is really, really disappointing. So that other one looks decent. So we'll kind of go with that. All right, everybody. Sorry about that blip. Kind of interesting having somebody show up at your door in the middle of filming a video. So here it is on the comparison between the two. I mean, you can clearly see where the cost cutting was. They also changed the wheels on it, which was pretty good. The quality of prints are significantly different. Obviously, we lost the, warning tape and stuff like that because they're not going to print that right there on the plastic. But it's all right. It's all right. The oranges are way different. Obviously, the bases are 9-day different. So it's kind of disappointing. I'm happy that they still make this casting. I just don't like the crazy changes that they did to the casting because it really took away from what it was supposed to be and really what it was when it was new, which was really, really cool casting, which is super, super cool. So anyways, there you go. That is the triple header of carry forward 5-packs. Trying to get caught back up on those. Sorry about the interruption. Hopefully the editing cut will kind of go together well. But let me know what you guys think about the carry forwards. Let me know what you think about those changes. And hopefully I have helped you determine whether or not you want to pick those packs up or not. If you're not ultra complete, it's totally understandable. Just leave them down. Otherwise, there you go. So catch you next time here on Level M. Peace!